Hi everyone, Jeff Claubert here with the Estes Group. When was the last time that you made a substantial change to your ERP system or the systems that run your business, such as accounting, manufacturing, inventory control? And I'm not talking about just an incremental change or a patch or a bug fix. I'm talking about the type of upgrade that drives real innovation and real change for your business. If you're like a lot of your peers, the answer is probably not in recent memory. In fact, Forrester tells us that half of all ERP users are at least 2 versions behind. That means 5 years or more, and in today's business climate, that might as well be the Stone Age. I mean, think about this. Fax machines were still relevant 5 years ago. To remain competitive today, you need to be on a platform that's moving fast and innovating quickly, or else you're going to get left behind. It's just not going to be possible for you to keep up with all the changes to regulation or harness new technologies or implement today's best practices. See, technology has changed how we do business. Today, employees expect to not only be able to collaborate with each other, but with the systems they rely upon. So, functionality like mobility or real-time business intelligence or elastic business models, they are crucial to your ability to innovate fast enough to maintain your competitive advantage. Here's the challenge though. Legacy on-premise software was not architected to support that type of functionality. It's incapable of creating that 360-degree view of your business that you need in order to make those fast, data-driven decisions that are required to remain competitive today. So in today's business environment, can your company really afford to ignore these factors? For most, that answer is no. They have to find ways to implement this functionality. And you know that these legacy on-premise software applications, they require annual maintenance contracts that are as much as 20% of the value of the software every year. And what does that really buy you? Well, it buys you the right to make a support call and download the latest software. But we just said that half the users are already 2 versions behind, so I guess you can chuck that benefit out the window. Doesn't mean much to you, does it? So the reality is that most users are not running the latest code, and that's sometimes by design. And those that are running the latest code, they generally wait a while for the major bug fixes to come out because new code is often buggy code, and that's risk for your business. By the way, this is a good time to point out another difference between on-premise software and cloud solutions like cloud ERP. With cloud software, you're always on the latest release. Everybody's on the latest release. So think about that, what that means for your business. Code changes, bug fixes, it impacts the entire user base. The software team for your publisher is focused 100% of the resources developing the software you're running in your business today. This provides a much greater degree of transparency than you have on your current legacy systems. You can log into portals and see what's up, what's down on your platform, not just in your implementation, but the entire platform. You'll never get that with on-premise software. Next, let's talk about how customizations to on-premise software can actually prevent you from implementing the latest functionality that we just talked about. You may have heard a term known as silicon cement. This refers to the version lock that many companies experience as their systems become hardened to change over time. See, those customizations that you had to implement in order for that software to run your business properly, well, over time, they can build up and become like silicon plaque, like going to the dentist, and they can actually prevent you from moving forward. Because those customizations have to be re-implemented in that new code. You're going to have to test those integrations and those workflows and those reporting processes, and that's a big burden. But you know what? It also introduces risk to your business, especially if you only do it once every half decade or so. And that's why it's not uncommon to see major business systems that are 7 or even 10 years old. But now I'm sure you realize that over time, those systems have become out of alignment with your current operating environment. Just nothing stays the same for that long anymore. That forces your employees to find manual workarounds to fill in those functional gaps that just build up over time, and those workarounds are generally based on spreadsheets and complex pivot tables, and they're error prone, and you can't run at the speed of business today and have the agility that you need running on pivot tables and manual processes. So does any of this sound familiar for your business? All right, it's that way for so many companies out there. We work with them every day. Another thing to point out is that scenario is not innovation. That is just coping with an increasingly challenging situation. So over the next 2 videos, we're going to talk about 8 ways that legacy ERP or said differently, legacy business systems, however you want to term it, harm your business. All right. The first way is that legacy systems actually suck innovation out of your budget. The best way to know how aligned your business systems are to your current business requirements is to look at the percentage of your IT budget that goes to innovation versus maintenance. Now, Gartner tells us that it's typical that anywhere from 50 to 90% of the budget goes to just keeping the lights on, just to maintenance. And you know that with legacy on-prem systems, you are locked into those annual maintenance contracts. You have no choice. You run your business on these systems. That means it's impossible for you to shift that money from maintenance to innovation. The only way you can do that, actually, is to shift to a cloud platform like NetSuite ERP that would enable you to cut your IT costs by as much as 50%. And that would free up budget to create new value-added activities, such as new cross-functional workflows or reporting, or perhaps adding a new sales channel or expanding to new territories. So what percentage of your budget today is going to innovation versus maintenance? Okay, second factor, the regulatory climate is changing constantly and legacy systems can't keep up with it. You know, the government is tightening the screws every year. I mean, the federal government last year passed 115 new laws, and that doesn't take into account what's happening at the state level. California passed 800 new laws. Is that a big surprise? And of course, you have the accounting bodies. FASB, they're introducing rule changes. As an example, the changes to revenue recognition for multi-element products and services. That's ASC 60525. That's a big one. And it kicks in, it becomes mandatory January 2018. Are you ready for that one? See, on-premise systems, it's just impossible for them to keep up with all these changes. Especially if you're not running the latest software, you are by definition not keeping up. All right, that's a problem for your business. What does this mean? It means just ongoing, more manual processes, more spreadsheets, more headcount, more stress, just remaining compliant with the laws. It's not adding any value to your business. Matter of fact, it's sucking value from your business and from your customers. It's sucking value from the value your customer derives from your company. If you shift to cloud, that equation, that calculus can change dramatically. Because in contrast, cloud ERP aligns continually to your current operating environment. You're always up to date with the latest accounting rules and the latest tax changes and new regulations. And this means less risk. It means less headcount and more time to spend on strategic initiatives and adding value to your customers instead of operational busy work. I mean, think about this. What would it mean to your company if you could dramatically shift the amount of time, money, energy, resources you're devoting to just staying compliant with the latest laws? You have to stay compliant, I get that, right? But what if you didn't have to do it? Wouldn't it be great if you could focus so much more of your time and energy on moving your company forward and on developing new value for your customers and differentiating yourselves instead of just covering your backside by having to meet these regulations all by yourself? That is not adding value to your company. It's sucking value from your company, and it's time for you to make a change. All right, the third reason I want to talk about is that aging systems, they're a drag on your business velocity. Think about it. The web enables any company to go global seemingly overnight. What used to take a decade or more to accomplish now can be done in a year or so. Today, the companies that are growing the fastest are only able to do that because they're not shackled to legacy systems that require constant software upgrades, which are rarely performed. Cloud applications like NetSuite allow you to lay down a common application footprint across multiple locations, multiple entities, multiple countries even, in weeks versus months or even years. So is your business moving as fast as it needs to go today? And the final factor I want to talk about is that outdated systems, they actually repel the most in-demand workforce, especially millennials. They expect systems that are easy to use and they're intuitive, have the same look and feel as social media or their online shopping experiences. I mean, here's an important reality you have to take into account. Today, people actually judge your business by the experience they have interacting with your systems. So if your systems are out of date, if they're frustrating to use, if they're filled with manual processes, that top talent is going to run from you. They're not going to come on board, and that's going to hold you back. So what do your systems say about your company today? All right, over the next video, we're going to talk about reasons 5 through 8, but I want to end this video with a question and perhaps a challenge. Isn't it time for you to finally shed that version-locked legacy on-premise software and instead adopt a versionless software cloud solution like NetSuite ERP? With versionless cloud, you're always on the latest release. And here's a biggie. Those customizations that you require to run your business, they're automatically carried forward. It de-risks the whole operation. And you can experience innovation in your business as fast as consumers experience innovation using web applications. So what would hold you back from implementing such a system? Well, let's talk about the alternative, remaining on your current legacy on-premise system. That means high ongoing costs, distractions from focusing on what matters, and a continual drag on your business agility. So ultimately, that means you're falling behind your competitors. So here's the question I put to you. Why are you letting old, out-of-date technology hold you back and hold your company back from the growth that's possible? Well, the answer is obvious, right? Because these changes are complex, they're difficult to do, they're difficult to get right. It can be risky, all right? I get all that, but it doesn't have to be. We're a NetSuite solution provider, and we've been helping companies just like yours implement the digital processes that are right for their business since 2004. We can make this happen for you on time, on budget, and with minimal disruption to your business. So let's see how ready we both are to accomplish your digital transformation. Schedule a digital process review today, and in the meantime, download the full report to learn more about the 8 ways that your current software may be holding your company back. I'm Jeff Clobert, and we'd love to speak with you.